Hey guys, so this is Debarshi again, and it is 5/29/2016, almost graduation time. Yeah, we graduate this coming Friday. And so for my English project, I had done a senior recital, which essentially uh, went over the positive aspects and the positive aspects of DHS and my time there. But as most of you know, I haven't really felt much of many positive vibes uh, from DHS. So here I just wanted to go over some of the issues that I've encountered, not just with DHS, but with the school district. And I just wanted to go over them, not to hound my school, because I love those. I'm a proud Viking, but because I want to see some corrections in the future. I really want to see a change. Okay, so the first thing, this is perhaps my most mentioned thing, is as a special education student, as someone who has autism and ADHD, um, it was just ridiculously hard for me to get AP courses. I don't know why, but so freshman year, I actually wasn't identified as special ed, or yeah, I hadn't been diagnosed with autism, and as such, I was in six honors and like one AP course, and that made sense at the time. I mean, I went to the GT Academy. I was essentially prepared for that kind of track. I was bred for that kind of track. Um, but freshman year, I got into a lot of issues with my friends, and specifically with a couple of people who I've totally broken ties with and don't talk to anymore because they've negatively affected my life. However, um, you know, this was the beginning of what I of my realization that our school system is not very competent, and it doesn't really accommodate all students equally, and that's the sad part about it. So um, I would constantly struggle throughout that year, um, just to do simple coursework, and it wasn't that I couldn't do it, but I was just so hounded by these friends who were like, who I thought of as friends, but in reality they weren't friends. They were those fake friends. You know what I mean? They were pretty. They treated me pretty poorly. So I was just hounded in my heart by thoughts about them, and I always just like wanted to make better relations with people who seemed to not care about me at all. And that was my fault, don't get me wrong. I think that you shouldn't be putting much attention to people who treat you like crap. But whatever. That's beyond the point. Um, so freshman year was a huge struggle. And in the end of freshman year, I went to a residential treatment center. And I actually um, was not allowed AP courses or honors level courses during my stay at the residential treatment center, which made me extremely upset. And what bothered me even more was that the initial plan for me staying at the residential treatment center was actually more like I I went into the treatment center at like the end of freshman year, and I would come out like midway through my senior year. So imagine that. That's kind of bullshit. Yeah, because you can imagine someone who has so much potential, someone who has so much more ability to learn and study, and not being given the materials for so long to succeed. And to be honest, this happened like so initially, from my understanding, this is from my understanding, the idea was I'd stay at the treatment center from the end of freshman year all the way to the middle of senior year, but this was considered normal paced treatment, but so yeah, it just didn't work out. And what really, really, really bothers me is that this was supposed to help me with my social life. Like, really, you separate a child into a residential treatment center. You treat him as if he is aloof from society. And this is supposed to help that child, apparently, somehow, magically recuperate. That's ridiculous. This is the flawed mind of our education system and of the education professionals that run our system. Yeah, so that's something that I never understood. How do you put a kid in a residential treatment center and expect him to succeed socially? Like, my major issue was autism. It wasn't physical aggression. It wasn't like fighting or anything. It was issues dealing with autism. It was social issues. And you're gonna put me in a treatment center for that for 2 years and not give me the education that I desire, or the level of education I desire? And so I stayed there for about 1.5 to 2 years at the treatment center, a little shorter than I would have stayed had things gone, had my dad not stood up for me. And yeah, I was lucky for that. But the thing is, I also struggled when I got back, and here's why. For one thing, my dad would consistently ask for AP courses throughout the 2 years that I was gone, but and that didn't happen. But then when I got back, we would also kind of fight for AP courses, and I'm not saying we were denied them. No, we weren't. But it just became evident that the school kind of wanted to limit us on the number of AP courses I could take and stuff. In fact, the initial idea was 2 junior year and 2 senior year. I was like, what? Because I just wanted to take more, and what's wrong with that? Because I haven't had many honors or AP courses throughout my entire career, and now you're telling me you want me to take 2 in junior year and 2 in senior year? That's BS, But anyways, I kind of fought my way through that, and I got like 6 AP courses my senior year. I struggled through that though, and some of them I actually continuously dropped. And here's my problem with this. In senior year, I wanted to take Calculus BC. I wanted to take AP Chemistry. I wanted to take AP English. I wanted to take a lot of things. But some of these courses have prerequisites. So take for example AP Calculus BC, even AP Calculus AB. The recommended the recommended prerequisite for AP Calculus is some level of honors mathematics. So honors pre-calculus, honors or pre-AP Algebra 2. You really want to have an honors level track if you're going to take a high level course such as AP Calculus BC or AB. And then there was also AP Statistics. Now, I wouldn't argue that that you necessarily need other other honors or AP courses for AP Statistics, but it definitely helps. So when you've been out of the league for so long, for so many years, and you haven't taken any honors or AP courses, this is where I feel that my art committee messed up. Because when I asked for AP courses senior year, it's good that I got them, and it's good, and that's definitely an improvement from not having AP courses at all. But the issue is I got them kind of too late. I should have had numerous other AP courses throughout sophomore and junior year in order to better prepare me for the courses that I took senior year. And senior year was extremely hectic for me. So, okay, that's one topic. But then the next topic is an extremely, what can I say? It's an extremely disgusting topic that I just can't seem to get rid of, no matter which school district you go to be honest. You just can't get rid of this. It's discrimination. Just flat out, blank discrimination. And, you know, we don't really call it discrimination because we always have some sort of excuse. Like, the school district always has some sort of excuse or some sort of reason for, like, not including this student in something or something like that. But to be honest, I've encountered some situations like this too, and for this particular one I'm about to mention, it's not the school district's fault. It's not Dulles' fault either. I think personally it's just the club. So there's this one club that I really like, and I'd been a part of it. It's called SNHS, Science National Honor Society, and you know, they accepted me as a volunteer. I volunteered numerous times, and I couldn't be inducted, and that's fine because I didn't have because due to my situation, I didn't have the 2 AP science courses that were required to be inducted into SNHS. But I was still a member. I wasn't an inducted member, but I was still a member. What bothered me is from the very start of my membership in SNHS, I was told that I was not allowed to compete in UIL competitions, in TMSCA competitions, and I was not allowed to travel with SNHS to these competitions. This really bugged me. And to be honest, when you're told that from the beginning of the year, that is extremely shady, because the thing that I had asked numerous questions on why, and I received very different answers at different times. Like the first time I was told, concentrate on your grades, Debarshi. I've heard that your grades aren't so good. And I'm like, this is the second week of the school year, and you're fucking telling me this. Sorry, please excuse my language, but that's how I felt. You know, it's the second week of the school year, and you're telling me concentrate on your grades. You're not allowed to travel with SNHS for the entire year. Girl, please. You know, that's just you know, that really bugged me. And then apparently I told my principal about this, and my principal comes back and tells me it's because you don't have those 2 science courses to be inducted into SNHS, or well, you need to be in 2 AP or pre-AP science courses in order to participate in SNHS. Really? Because I'm allowed to volunteer. I'm allowed to do a lot of things to help out SNHS. But I'm not allowed to compete in TMSCA. I'm not allowed to compete in UIL for math or science. That's ridiculous. And it's funny because there was this week for UIL district, and at the time I had wanted to sign up for UIL, so SNHS has this sign-up sheet for UIL preparation or practice or whatever. I signed up, and for some weird reason, I got told by the UIL academic director that I couldn't go. But then I told her that's ridiculous. That's insane. And this is the academic director. She has no affiliation with SNHS. And then I asked why. And then she checked my grades and said, but you are UIL eligible. So which is weird because I'm UIL eligible, but I can't go to a UIL event for some reason. So that's, and TMSCA, by the way, is also a UIL event. However, I think you might have to be a part of SNHS to be, but I don't think you have to be inducted into SNHS because there were a lot of freshmen who competed and were just regular SNHS members. And yeah, this situation was, it ticked me off extremely, and I'm just so shocked that such discrimination could exist in our school system. And the third thing, this is the third and I think final thing that I have against not against, but just like third obstacle that I faced in our school system. As an autistic child, I am like, you really want people to understand you. You want your friends to understand you. You want administration to understand you. But that just doesn't happen. It's unfortunate, but it doesn't happen. I mean, like, I can't ever trust I can't ever trust any of the administration members with the feelings that I have, or with the friends or social relationships I'm having trouble with, because I in turn can get into trouble for that, because I don't know why. It's really weird, but there was this and then there was this person I had some conflicts with, for example, and she was once one of my best friends. I'm not going to say I did nothing wrong in this relationship. In fact, I think I did a ton wrong in this relationship during the beginning of this school year. But we started arguing, and the arguments, they weren't physically violent or anything, but a lot of her friends would like support her, and I felt kind of threatened a bit, and I would get upset, and these were scenes, and to sum up whatever happened, there were even times that I didn't act violently, and when I say violently, I mean I didn't like yell or scream or get upset, and those incidents still went against me. And so what happened was the school instituted a stay-away contract between me and her. And just to let you know, a stay-away contract essentially is a school's version of a restraining order. And this, I never signed this stay away contract because I was like, no, I'm not going to sign something that makes me look like I'm the bad guy, because there's literally nothing about me that makes me a bad guy. I always have good intentions, and I'm always trying to, you know, just get my way through life. And so I didn't sign it. I told them, nope, not signing it. And I got suspended for that, and for calling the contract bullshit, because that's exactly what it is. And yeah, but it's really this feeling of like, as an autistic student, I always have this feeling that it's always my fault. It's always my fault. 100% of the time, my fault. No, my friends are not wrong for the way they treat me. No, my peers are not wrong for shunning me. No, they're not wrong for that. It's my fault. I'm bad, you know. I behave in a certain way. I make people. I'm apparently like this. You know how like charges repel each other. You know, apparently I'm just this other like charge that repels from my friends, and that's my fault. And yeah, that's literally the attitude I get from my supervisor. Oh, well, not supervisors, but, you know, authority figures, as we call them. And yeah, that's ridiculous. I think that autistic students need to feel more welcome, and need to feel more accepted. You know, it's interesting because the school is really, really quick to act on complaints about me. But when I have grievances that certain people are not treating me right, they just sit there like it's nothing, you know? That it's as if my feelings don't matter, but everyone else's feelings do matter. And this is one of the things that I just can't stress enough. We need to change. We need to really change our school system. Anyway, so my years at Dulles, I feel very unaccepted in Dulles High School. I feel very I feel like I'm the bad guy for everything, and this isn't this feeling is very it's very apparent in a lot of the videos and the posts that I've done. And yeah, I just want for this school system to change, not just Dulles, not just FBISD, but our schools in general. We need to, you know, we need to stop being discriminatory. We need to stop. We need to stop. Well, we need to provide a fair education for everyone, and we need to really stop treating autistic kids like they're freaking criminals, because they're not. And it's when you do that, it's when you treat autistic kids or kids with ADHD like there's some sort of pest or something. That's literally how I feel, by the way, like a pest, like a burden. That's when you start losing their loyalty, when they become separate from you. I do not trust, and let me just make that clear. I do not trust FBISD with anything. Nothing. Zero. Because of my experiences with the school district. Anyways, sorry for the rant. I just wanted to tell you guys my true feelings about the last 4 years that I've experienced. And I know I say a lot. I gotta be a better public speaker. But Anyways, thank you.